This is the story of how one man seized a broken nation and dragged the world into darkness. From the ashes of war, Adolf Hitler rose not with weapons, but with words. He promised revival. He delivered ruin. This is the true story of Adolf Hitler. How he rose, how he ruled, and how, in the end, he fell. Germany, 1919. Defeated in World War I, humiliated by the Treaty of Versailles, and drowning in economic ruin, a nation searches for someone to blame and someone to lead. Adolf Hitler, a failed artist and former soldier, finds purpose in nationalist politics. His words are fire-blaming Jews, communists, and the West for Germany's pain. In 1923, Hitler attempts a coup, the Beer Hall Putsch. It fails. He's imprisoned, but there he writes Mein Kampf, a manifesto of hate and ambition. In prison, Hitler becomes a myth. To his followers, he is a prophet. He emerges stronger, with a vision to turn Germany into an empire. The Nazi Party slowly gains ground. With fiery speeches and mass rallies, Hitler turns pain into power. By 1933, Hitler is appointed Chancellor. Democracy is dying. The Nazi machine is just beginning. Weeks later, the Reichstag burns. Hitler blames communists and demands emergency powers. The Weimar Republic collapses overnight. The Enabling Act passes. Civil liberties vanish. The Nazis become the state. Opponents vanish. Concentration camps open. Fear rules the streets. In 1934, the Night of the Long Knives purges Hitler's rivals, even within his own party. Loyalty is absolute. With President Hindenburg's death, Hitler merges the roles of Chancellor and President. He becomes the Führer Germany's supreme leader. Mass propaganda begins. Radios blast Hitler's voice into every home. The cult of personality has begun. Books are burned. Modern art is banned. The regime controls not just actions, but thoughts. Hitler promises jobs, strength, and revenge. Millions listen. Millions believe. By 1936, Hitler has built the Autobahn, rebuilt the military, and revived the German economy. The world watches nervously. With total control at home, Hitler sets his sights abroad. The dream of a vast German empire, a 1,000-year Reich, begins to unfold. Hitler reoccupies the Rhineland in 1936, defying the Treaty of Versailles. France and Britain do nothing. Germany hosts the 1936 Olympics. Behind the grand smiles and athletic glory hides a ruthless regime growing stronger. The Hitler Youth swells in numbers. Children march in lockstep, indoctrinated to serve the Reich. The SS and Gestapo expand, hunting enemies of the state. Fear becomes normal. Jews are stripped of citizenship under the Nuremberg laws. Anti-Semitism becomes official government policy. By 1938, Hitler annexes Austria. The Anschluss is swift and bloodless, but chilling. Czechoslovakia is next. Britain and France appease Hitler at Munich, giving him the Sudetenland without a fight. In Berlin, Hitler is hailed as a genius. His plan is working. His power is absolute. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invades Poland using blitzkrieg lightning war. The world changes overnight. Britain and France declare war. World War II has begun. Poland is crushed in weeks. Stalin invades from the east. The two dictators divide a nation. Next, Hitler strikes west. Denmark and Norway fall in days. Then the Low Countries crumble. France defeated in 6 weeks. Hitler marches through Paris triumphant. All of Europe is in Hitler's hands, except one island, Britain. Operation Sea Lion begins. The Luftwaffe bombards London. Children are evacuated. The Blitz has begun. But the British endure. Hitler loses the skies. For the first time, he is stopped. In Berlin, frustration grows. Hitler turns east to a much larger enemy. He signs a secret pact with Japan and Italy. The Axis is born. Hitler prepares for his most ambitious gamble yet, the invasion of the Soviet Union. On June 22, 1941, Hitler launches Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion in history. 3 million troops march into the Soviet Union. At first, the Germans sweep through. Entire Soviet armies fall. Hitler believes victory is near. But Russia is vast. The roads are muddy. The people are relentless. And the cold is coming. In December, the Soviets strike back at Moscow. Hitler's forces are stunned. The myth of German invincibility cracks. Meanwhile, the United States enters the war after Pearl Harbor. The world is now fully ablaze. Hitler declares war on America. It is a fatal overreach. In North Africa, Rommel's Afrika Korps pushes deep into the desert, but supply lines stretch thin. The British fight back. El Alamein becomes the turning point. Hitler's desert dreams fade. Back in the east, Hitler focuses on a symbolic prize, Stalingrad. He will not retreat. He will not bend. Winter strikes again. Soviet forces encircle the Germans. Supplies run out. Bodies freeze. In February 1943, the Sixth Army surrenders. It's Hitler's first massive defeat. Over 300,000 lost. Hitler rages. He blames his generals. But the war is slipping through his fingers. Allied bombers begin pounding German cities. The skies roar with thunder. In Hamburg, Dresden, Cologne, entire neighborhoods are flattened. Civilians run from fire and steel. The Holocaust continues in secret. Hitler's final solution becomes industrial mass murder. Millions of Jews, Roma, disabled, and political prisoners are exterminated. It is evil without comparison. As the tide turns, Hitler becomes more paranoid. He isolates himself in his underground bunker. His speeches grow delusional. He speaks of wonder weapons and impossible victories. In reality, Germany is bleeding. Resources dwindle. Morale cracks. The Reich begins to shrink. The Soviets march from the east. The Allies advance from the west. Hitler's empire is crumbling fast. It is 1944. The Third Reich is collapsing. Hitler clings to fantasies while reality burns. On June 6, 1944, the Allies land in Normandy. D-Day begins the final push into Nazi Europe. France is liberated. One by one, Hitler's conquered lands slip from his grasp. In desperation, Hitler launches the Battle of the Bulge. It fails. Germany is surrounded. The Soviets are now inside Germany. Berlin is the final prize. Inside his bunker, Hitler refuses to flee. He no longer trusts his generals. He no longer trusts the world. On April 20th, 1945, Hitler turns 56. It is his last birthday. The bunker shakes with Soviet shells. 2 days later, Mussolini is executed by his own people. The Axis is broken. April 30th, 1945. Hitler marries Eva Braun in the bunker. Then they say goodbye to the world. That same day, Hitler and Eva take their own lives. The bodies are burned with gasoline. Berlin falls. The swastika is torn down. The Soviet flag rises over the Reichstag. Germany surrenders on May 7, 1945. The war in Europe is over. What remains of Hitler's empire is ashes and silence. Millions are dead. Cities are rubble. The world begins to count the cost. Holocaust survivors emerge. The truth horrifies humanity. At Nuremberg, Nazi leaders are tried for crimes against humanity. Justice finally speaks. The Nazi ideology is outlawed, but its shadow lingers in memory, in scars, in names never spoken again. Germany is divided. The Cold War begins. The world holds its breath once again. For Hitler, there is no grave, only the ruins of a twisted dream and a warning for the future. How did one man rise so far? By turning pain into hate, by silencing the truth, by feeding fear. The fall of Nazi Germany is a reminder. Evil grows when good men stay silent. The story of Adolf Hitler did not end in a blaze of glory, but in silence, in a bunker, beneath a burning empire, millions paid the price for his rise. Millions more live in the shadow of his crimes. And though the Third Reich is gone, the hatred that built it still whispers in dark corners of the world. This is not just history. It is a lesson carved in blood. When fear leads and truth dies, tyranny follows. Never forget what was lost. Never forget how it began. And never be silent in the face of evil. If this story opened your eyes, like, share, subscribe. Let the world remember, so it may never happen again.